Hey guys, it's Sandro here, and welcome to part 3 and the final chapter of the detail on this 2020 Subaru WRX STI. For those of you that have been following this series, you would have seen all the wash, decontamination and paint correction stages leading up to this final protection stage, in which I'll be applying a ceramic coating to seal, protect and enhance the finish of this amazing car. So I'm starting here by using compressed air to blow off any dust, together with a clean microfiber towel to aid that process. Personally, I don't like performing an IPA wipe down after using a primer polish to correct the paint, as I did on this car. As firstly, it's really not needed, as you don't need to remove polishing oils as you would with standard polishes, and secondly, you really don't want to remove any of the sealants or priming agents that these primer polishes leave on the paint to give you an effective bond with a ceramic coating. Now, if the surface is extremely contaminated with dust, dirt, fingerprints and so on, and you're willing to wait at least 12 hours for the primer polish to fully cure and harden, then sometimes it's best to perform an IPA wipe down prior to coating, or even wash the vehicle again to remove the contamination. But since I do tend to work quite clean in quite a well-maintained environment, it's not something I feel is necessary or beneficial in my particular circumstance. Next was sealing the rims and dressing the tyres. As mentioned in part 1, the owner didn't opt for a glass or wheel coating, but I'm still going to apply a complementary sealant on the wheels in the form of NovaJet to add some short-term protection to them and enhance their finish. I'm misting jet directly onto half of an outer rim, then using a first cloth to uniformly spread it over the surface and immediately use a second cloth to buff it streak-free. And I'm then basically repeating that same process on the second half of the rim to complete the wheel. NovaJet has a beautiful darkening and saturation effect with some great added gloss, so it definitely adds to the overall presentation of the car. And at least in the short term, it should aid in keeping the wheels a little cleaner and making the maintenance process of them a little easier. To dress the tyres, I'm applying NV Onyx, which is a beautiful tyre dressing that tends to leave a satin finish with loads of saturation to give it a rich but non-glossy look. It's worked in for a good minute or two, let to sit on the rubber for a good 10 to 20 minutes, and then given a final wipe with a cloth to cleanly level it down. So onto the paint protection. I'm using Nova Pro as the ceramic coating to add a semi-permanent form of protection to the paint and trims, which in most cases should last 3 to 5 years depending on many factors, and will additionally further improve gloss and saturation levels, as well as create an extremely hydrophobic finish and great resistance to UV and environmental contamination. It was actually quite a hot summer's day here in Melbourne when I applied it, so Nova Pro was flashing and bonding to the paint in about 60 to 90 seconds, which worked out to be my optimal wipe-off time. I mostly stuck to working half meter or so sections and applying it using a total of 3 overlapping passes with my applicator, all of which seemed to work extremely well. I constantly get questions about the durability of ceramic or nano coatings in general, asking how long will it last, or will that coating last more than this one? The thing is, it's just all too subjective to give precise answers, as there's just too many variables to consider. I don't think it's a debatable point that pre-correction preparation plays a key factor in determining a coating's durability, which all comes down to how well or how strong a bond it has to the surface. So how do we create the best bond? To put it simply, it comes down to having the paint as clean and bare as possible. And although a great and thorough decontamination process is vital, paint correction is just as vital, as polishing the paint not only visually improves it, but also further cleans and strips the paint and leaves tiny microscopic scratches that when done well are not visible to the human eye, but are still there and something for the nanoparticles in these coatings to etch and bond to. That's the reason why a coating, in my experience, always lasts longer when it's applied to polished paint, even when it's a brand new car. It all comes down to the superior bond to the paint. I also get the question of, do I need to polish the paint before applying a coating? The answer is that you don't have to, but you also have to accept that it's simply not going to be quite as durable. And as long as you accept that, it's fine to do it. The other important factor is correct application. It's really not all that hard to apply most ceramic coatings, but what is a little harder to get right is making sure that your flash and wipe-off times are correct or optimal. If you're wiping the coating down too quickly or even waiting too long, you're not applying it to its fullest potential, and as such, you're not going to get the best performance or durability, as I've seen this happen many times, especially when I first started applying coatings about 10 years ago. What makes this hard to get right is that every coating and environment is different, so every application needs to be adjusted to optimize your results. In most cases, even if you're a little off, the coating will still work just fine, but in the long run, it won't have the best potential longevity or performance. My advice here is try to stick to using a couple of coatings if you're doing this professionally, and really get to know them extremely well, as after a while you will get to know them quite intimately and how they react and behave in different environments and climates. Lastly here is aftercare. You need to accept that if a car is mostly parked undercover, you automatically double the life of that coating. Exposure to the elements and environmental contamination is what breaks down coatings. So the more you can limit that exposure, the longer the coating will last. Maintenance is another key factor. If a coating is subjected to commercial car washes, whether they be automated or hand washers, you're going to automatically halve the life of that coating, as no nano coating on earth will withstand the harsh abuse of unsafe car washing practices. But safely wash your vehicle on a regular basis with good products and techniques, and you will see a dramatic increase in how it holds up long term. These are the reasons why I hate to predict how long any coating will last, as all these variables and so many more play a key factor in its long-term durability. You may not believe me, but I talk customers out of getting ceramic coatings all the time, or at least getting them from me, as I'm not cheap, and I even talk them out of the higher end paint correction work I do, because it's largely going to be a waste of money if they're not prepared to look after that investment. I've done this long enough to know who my customers are, and I love providing them with exceptional results. But not everyone is going to benefit from my services, and I don't like pushing that cost on potential clients when I don't feel it's right for them. I don't know how many times I've said this, but I'll say it again, that no job is perfect. I've never seen a detailed car in person that I couldn't find a swirl, scratch, a bit of haze, a streak or a panel that couldn't be better. Perfection just doesn't exist in detailing. It's great to try and pursue it, but expecting it or believing that your work or any other detailer's work is simply perfection is being delusional. We as humans are not perfect, nor is anything we produce, but we can do and create some amazing things when we set our minds to it. I'd be lying if I said I enjoyed every minute of detailing on every car I work on. There's times when it seriously stresses me out when things go wrong, and other times when it honestly wears me down and I even question what I'm doing, if I'm really any good at it, and if I really enjoy it anymore after so many years. Yet I still get excited every time a new car rolls into the shop and I think, how is this one going to look once I'm finished? And I still manage to overcome all the challenges each car presents and somehow work it out in the end. And I still love the feeling I get when a customer is so excited and grateful for all the hard work that went into it, and watching them drive off with a huge smile on their face. And in the past few years, I've absolutely loved being able to make these videos and share my detailing experiences with you guys. So no, detailing isn't all peaches and cream. It's a lot of hard work, stress at times, and physically demanding, but I do still love it. I do still enjoy it and feel quite blessed I'm able to still do it, and I'm not sure I could ever let it go. I'll leave you guys with the rest of the footage, and my thanks goes out to Al, the owner of this beautiful WRX STI, for trusting me to work on his pride and joy and being such an awesome client, and I know you'll be watching. As always, I really hope you guys enjoyed and found this video useful. Please share this video, like, comment, and subscribe to this channel to show your support for this content, and I'll see you guys soon.
Oh man, I'm speechless. Like, it's amazing. This is what I wanted to see kind of when I picked up the car from the showroom, but I've got no words, Sandra. This is just amazing. Amazing. That's all I can say. Wow, thank you so much. I love it. I'm so excited now. That is some amazing work, Sandra.